Senator Emmanuel Jones says the quest to keep weapons out of schools has gone too far. Today I talked to him about his proposal to alter zero tolerance laws.
You must remember that zero tolerance was initially a federal guideline that came down that aimed to keep firearms out of school. But the definition of a weapon has been expanded so it could include anything, even a Tweety Bird keychain.
Senator Jones refers to the case of an 11-year-old Austell girl who was suspended for 10 days for possession of a small chain. That was in the year 2000. Pointing to the recent Morgan County case of 14-year-old Eli Mahone, who was incarcerated for bringing a 2.5-inch pocket knife to school, Jones says Georgia schools are forced to overreact to weapons claims.
This kid really didn't have much of an opportunity to do anything other than go directly to jail. He was punished for doing the right thing. He turned the knife in, the principal said it was okay. I spoke directly to the principal, and the principal said this is a good kid. I had no idea this kid was going to be taken to Sandersville prison, an hour and a half away from his home. It's important to know that this legislation does not in any way weaken the authority of school systems to keep weapons out of the schools. I support the intent of zero tolerance. However, this particular law has gone way too far because the definition of a weapon has been expanded.
Senator Jones will refile Senate Bill 299 tomorrow, along with new legislation requiring schools to report weapons cases to the State Department of Education. We're looking this time about zero tolerance and what it means to students who might have weapons at schools. In considering Senate Bill 299, the Senate Education and Youth Committee today heard how the state's zero tolerance policy for weapons has impacted one student, Eli Mahone, a 14-year-old Morgan County student.
On October 22nd, he was running late for school. His book bag had been misplaced, I guess like 2 days prior. And to make sure he was prepared for school, I had given him a clipboard, told him to go get some paper, and the rush of things, he brought it back. I grabbed a bag off of his dresser and sent him off to school. Needless to say, that was a bag he had taken fishing 2 weeks prior. I didn't look inside the bag. I assumed it was empty, but obviously not. He got to school. School starts at 8:05. He called me at 8:34, stating that, "Mama, that bag that you sent me to school with had a knife in it. It had fallen out in class," and he had picked it up, put it in the bag, and tried to get the teacher's attention. During the process, it had fallen out again. He was scared to death. And when the teacher came to him, he said, "Can I please go to the office?" He went straight to the office, turned the knife in, and left the office and called me.
Later that afternoon, the school resource officer contacted Eli's mom and told her he was being arrested under the zero tolerance statute. The 14-year-old spent the night in a youth detention center an hour and a half from his home. Senator Jones says SB 299 will free school administrators to consider whether the student aims to harm others. Carrying a firearm within 1,000 feet of a school and repeat offenses would remain automatic felonies. But first-time weapons possession could be considered a delinquent act. Clayton County has used a similar approach for the past 5 years.
This does not take away our ability to deal with those kids that we all should be concerned with, the ones that are there that are going to risk the safety of the students and the general public. We can still deal with those kids. But what it does is prevent incidents from happening, such as this young man back here experienced.
The committee will not vote on SB 299 or its companion legislation, SB 232, until additional testimony can be heard.